Hey YouTube, this is Clint from CT Mad Mods, and today I'm going to be pulling apart a Toyota front differential that I'm going to shove underneath my Samurai. That's right, I'm throwing Yodas under the Sammy. What I have here is a couple of Toyota diffs. The rear that I have is a 58 incher and I won't be able to use that. But I have a 84-85 front diff and we're going to use that sucker right there. I went down to my local Toyota guys at Green Tree Fabrication. My friend Dan Green hooked me up with a couple of 437 third members. So I'm gonna be throwing some lockers in these and throwing them in those diffs. Now my friend Dan also has the correct width 55-inch rear end that I need. So I'll be doing some horse trading probably and getting the right differential that I need. I also have a full trail gear high steer setup for this Toyota axle. So I'll be installing that as well. Anyways, this is gonna be a several part series because I'm not gonna be able to do it all in one day. I got some stuff I gotta go do today. Wife and I are looking at houses, so hopefully I get a shop here soon because I'm over here at my regular job, which is an electrical wholesale warehouse. Looks like I'm being sponsored by old A2D Motorsports today. Thanks, Chad Winberg. Anyways, I got some basic tools here. I'm gonna set the camera up. Let's start taking this sucker apart. First things first, I ain't got nothing to prove. I got a forklift. So we're gonna pick that up with a forklift. Figured I probably ought to drain that oil out of that thing first. Oil doesn't look horrible. But I'm totally rebuilding this whole axle housing, put new bearings in it, new seals, new everything. I don't know the history, but it was underneath my Samurai whenever I bought the Samurai with that axle right there. And I think what he was gonna do was put that 58-inch rear end under there and put wheel spacers or something on here to make it compensate for the difference. But I've already found 4 or 5 of the smaller 55-inch rear ends, so I'm gonna get the right thing. Drain plug didn't look horrible, just a little bit of material on the magnet. So my plan is to put the high steer on here, cut this off, cut off this steering stabilizer, and cut this mount off. I don't have my Sawzall here today, but I'll be chopping a few things off of this, cleaning it up for the Samurai install. Get her all cleaned up, all the rust off of it, paint it up. Sucker will look good when I get done. And these third members look a little rough because they've been sitting in a Connex, but they actually move over. They're 437s. I'm putting lockers in them. I'm gonna take them completely apart. I'm gonna probably just pull the bearings out of those or replace them completely. And paint these and make sure everything's good to go. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start taking these nuts off, get these spindles off, get the brake calipers off, start taking it apart, pull the axles out, and get that third member out. Okay, I think I'm just gonna time lapse this. There's a couple of really good videos on pulling these apart and putting them back together. Low Range Off-Road has like a 9-part series. I've seen a couple of other videos. It's really similar to the Samurai stuff, but I'm just gonna time lapse it. So let's speed her up. I got the spindles off, got all the end things off, and everything looks really good. Like even the grease wasn't all wet and nasty like whenever your seals are bad. So I need to kind of like inspect everything, clean everything up. I might not even buy a rebuild kit for this thing. The front diff, I don't know the history of it, but it seems like it's in really good shape for what it is. Looks like somebody's painted it before. There's not a whole heck of a lot of rust on it, so I'm not sure. Maybe somebody had already rebuilt it. So I don't know. I need to inspect everything before I go much further. But I'm gonna take this third member out and I'm gonna look at it some more. Well, hopefully that ain't blinding y'all, but man, this thing looks pretty doggone clean. Like everything about it, it's really clean. So I don't know, I'm gonna inspect those bearings and everything, inspect everything. Look at the burr fields, look awesome. Those burr fields are really clean. So all the surfaces where the seals and stuff go aren't all ate up. So I think I'm just gonna clean them up real good and throw that locker in one of these third members, clean everything up, paint it, do the old Cajun overhaul on it, little tss, tss, put her back together. That ring and pinion don't look horrible. Might have been a little bit of grease in the, might be a little greasy, but I'm definitely gonna change those the inner axle seals before I put it back together. And I'm gonna take these apart. I know they look all rusty, but they move perfect. I think it's just surface rust. He said he sprayed them down with like some sort of, you know, WD-40 or whatever before he put them in storage. I'm just gonna make sure the bearings and everything are good. Probably change the oil a couple of times after I start running them. I know that might be a little bit too shade tree mechanic for some of y'all, but it is what it is. Saving money. I think that wraps up episode 1 of this rebuild. You pretty much see what's going on here. I just wanted to pull her apart today and find out what all I was looking at in terms of, you know, should I rebuild it or what? Because I just don't know what's involved in this front end. I don't know where it's been or what it's been through. Obviously, there aren't broken parts in it, and the guy was intending on installing it the way it was with the gears that it had. But I got some 437s. I think that'll work better for my transfer case gears. I put 6.5s in my transfer case. So with 437s and 35s, I should be able to, in theory, go 70 miles an hour in 5th gear. And it's a 17% reduction in all the gears. So if I throw 35s on there, I should be able to take off at a stoplight really good. Whenever I bought the Samurai, it had 35s. It had 8-to-1 gears in it. I've since put 6.5s in it. It's still running the 373 factory gears, which, you know, isn't the best. I can do about 65 the way it's set up right now. I don't need to go 75 miles an hour or anything crazy, but eventually I'm gonna do a 1.6 16 valve swap in it, and then I'll get all them horsepowers that I need to get up to speed. You know what I'm saying? Drive fast, take chances. I look forward to filming a lot of episodes with this rebuild, so stick in there, and pretty soon we're gonna be doing a lift kit. We're gonna be throwing some Toyotas in there, some lockers, and I'm doing the tracker power steering in my Samurai. So I got a bunch of content coming up, guys. And do the right thing. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching my videos.